Bonjour à tous. Bienvenue dans cette toute nouvelle vidéo. Merci d'être ici et bon visionnage. Today on my workbench I have James' Breckwell brand analog version pellet stove controller. This is an older controller that has the 6 terminal lugs at the bottom of the circuit board and not a Molex style connector. And James sent it to me because he had just acquired this stove. It had a number of issues and he wanted to make sure that the controller was working, since he was suspicious that some of the problems the previous owner had were related to the controller itself. So, after speaking with James about this, I received the controller, I did some troubleshooting work, made a few component changes, and after initial testing it showed that the controller is working perfectly once again. As you can see, the faceplate is a little worse for wear, but electrically and electronically it's working really nice, especially for the age of the controller. So as you can see, the controller is connected to my test system right now, and the tester has a few items of note. Firstly, you see the controller itself mounted on a faceplate. The faceplate also holds an actual auger motor at the back, and the shaft from the auger motor comes out the front. And it's at this point that I have a label on the shaft, which I called X marks the spot. That's so that in the video you can see the motor spinning. You'll also hear the motor spin when the controller calls for the motor to drive. At the rear, I have 4 different light bulbs that simulate different functions of your stove. The first one simulates the igniter, which this controller will not work. It does not have the capability of igniting a fire itself. The next one is the combustion fan in blue. That's the firebox fan. In yellow over here I have the auger motor, so whenever the controller is calling for the auger to drive, you'll hear it in the video. You'll see the wheel here spin, X marks the spot spin, and you'll see the yellow light come on. And finally at the far end we have the light in red, which is the convection or room fan. That is the fan that blows hot air into the room. So let me go ahead and turn the controller on, and when we do we'll see a couple things happen. I'm currently in low. Let me turn it on, and no lights come on, but we have 2 lights at the rear, the combustion fan and the convection fan. They're okay in that state. We're in low position, so in manual mode what I can do right now is I can increase the intensity of the room fan, and as you can see that goes up and down as I rotate. As I always say, positions D, E and max are essentially the same position. The fan runs at the same speed. It will affect the auger rate later when we test that. The other things I can test is the manual feed. When I press this, we see that the auger drives. It causes the motor to spin. We see the light at the rear come on and off. And if I'm in low, I can move it to high fan, and we see the intensity of the room fan goes to maximum. So all the manual functions are working correctly. So let's go to automatic mode now. To switch to automatic mode, I need to press on this button here labeled auger. When I do that, the green light up here will come on, and that will start a timer. As you see, the green light came on. That will start a timer that's approximately 20-25 seconds before the first drive of the auger motor. And that drive will be quite short because, as I noted, I'm in the low position right now. So let's just wait for that to happen. Like I said, it'll be about 20-25 seconds. It's really long on these old controllers. But the burst will be quite short, so it will not drop a lot of pellets into the fire pit. There you go. You saw it was quite short. We'll do that one more time, and then I'll go to maximum to show that the difference between the low and the high or maximum positions. Just waiting on that second auger drive. There it is, quite short. So now as I rotate through, the convection or room fan over there intensity will go high. I'm at max now, and that will cause the auger to drive a lot longer. It'll take again about 20 seconds for the first cycle to happen, but notice how much longer it is. We see the X marks the spot spin, we had the lamp on, and you could hear it in the video. Let's do one more cycle of that. Just waiting on the second cycle to start. Nice long auger drive to drop a lot of pellets into the fire pit and cause the fire to really roar. So there we have it. I'll go back to low, and we'll wait one cycle, just make sure it goes back to a real short cycle. The intensity of the convection fan has decreased as well. We're just waiting for the one cycle to happen. There it is, a very short burst. So let me shut this off. So there you have it, James. Your controller is fully functional one more time. I want to thank you very much for sending that to me for repairs. I appreciate it. For all you other viewers out there, if you have a pellet stove controller of your own, whether it's a Breckwell, the old analog version like this one, or a USSC pellet stove controller, or a Quadrifire, the ones in the full black box, and you have some issues with it that you want to discuss, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about those. My contact information can be found in the description just below this video. In the meantime, I do hope you'll take a few seconds to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that very much. Thanks everyone. Bye bye.